Everyone, welcome back to another 2v2 battle. This is going to be Bretonia marching alongside the Empire versus the forces of the Dwarves and Chaos. For my army, we have 3 peasant mobs, behind them 4 foot squires with a Grail relic kind of bolstering up their leadership. Also brought the Fey Enchantress. We have 2 Spearmen at Arms for anti-large, specifically against Chaos. And then we have 3 Questy Knights and 2 Grail Knights. Some of them are all over here. I brought the 2 Grail Knights thinking that I may have to fight against Shaggoths, because this is, Chaos we're talking about, and they're a pretty popular pick. But there are no actual Shaggoths here. My Empire player, I think, is kind of role-playing here, maybe? Because we have 2 Spearmen, 2 Great Swords, 2 Handgunners, and 2 Crossbowmen. But they're all in a column formation, which doesn't make sense from a gameplay stance, but if you're kind of just getting into, I don't know, character, it kind of makes sense, I guess, to, just march in columns, because that's what armies kind of do. But anyway, it looks cool, at the very least. They're being led by Karl Franz. We also have a Great Cannon, a Demigryph Knight with Halberd, and 2 Reichsguard over here. For the Chaos player, we have 3 Chaos Warriors, 4 Chaos Knights with Lances, a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death, with most, or if not all these spells for the Death Lord. We also have 3 Aspiring Champions. Then for the Dwarf, we have 4 Thunderers, 5 Longbeards, a Cannon, upgraded Slayers, upgraded Dwarf Warriors, a Miner being led by Ungrim Iron Fist. And that's going to be the armies today. So I am going to be marching up my army this way to hit the Dwarves, and the Empire player is going to march like that, and then come at the Dwarves and Chaos from this angle. I'm eventually going to get all my Knights to kind of clump up over around here, though. I put my a couple Knights over here to support the Empire player in case they were dealing with Shaggoths and stuff. So yeah, just going to be marching forward. We're going to get shot at by the Dwarven Cannon. They're going to target our Foot Squires, and then I believe they're going to start targeting our Questing Knights. So one of these Knights over here soon. Okay, that was just shooting at our Peasant Mob. It eventually hits our Knights, but I'm more than happy for it to hit our Peasant Mob. That sounds great to me. So over here, I'm going to get this Questing Knights and this Grail Knight over here to try and threaten the right flank of the Dwarf, and they're going to respond by kind of, not boxing up, but getting their forces spread out here to try and resist the charge. But seeing these Thunderers just kind of sitting out here, I'm going to decide to just charge these Questing Knights right into these Thunderers, but try to do it in a way where they're not going to get shot at. That's why you see me kind of doing multiple move orders, and then we're just going to go bloop. And then we're going to take these Questing Knights, and we're going to go bloop. So we're going to shut down these Thunderers for being in front of their melee forces. So I'm kind of engaging here a little ahead of my Empire ally. They are now spreading out their infantry and their cannons, so they just have 2 lines instead of just 2 columns. And so the Chaos Knights over here are going to be marching over here to sort of try and fight me off, because the Empire player is not exactly engaged quite yet, because I kind of jumped the gun here. But I just saw an opportunity here, so I wanted to jump on it. So we got Questing Knights currently being healed, and I got Favor of the Fey on them, so they are destroying those Thunderers. These Questing Knights are kind of doing the same thing, but we are dealing with Aspiring Champions, Dwarf Warriors, and Ungrim Iron Fist. So even through the regrowth, like, Ungrim is dealing a lot of damage to these Questing Knights, which, I guess makes sense. He is Ungrim. So now we're going to be engaging with the melee forces. We have Peasant Mobs and a Foot Squire going to go over here. Then Foot Squires are just going to be kind of spread out along this line over here. The Peasant Mobs going to be withdrawing real quick. Going to be cycle charging with the Grail Knights into these Miners, because they can't really take that much damage. So we're just going to be doing cycle charges, pulling these Knights over here, meeting up with the other 2 Knights. You can see they kind of got hit by the cannons, and then we're just going to be just all over here. Here you can see the Chaos Knights. They have withdrawn from the forest, and they're going over here, and they're going to charge through the Dwarven allies to try and get into my Foot Squires. They are all Chaos Knights with Lances. I'm going to try and hit them with a Comet Spell here, which was me kind of, again, jumping the gun. I shouldn't hit them in such a spread out formation. It's not going to do that much. I should have waited for them to charge, so then they're all kind of tightly packed. You can see it does okay, but it could have done a lot better. So over here, we're going to charge the Miners, keep them busy with the Grail Knights. Then we're going to try and get the other 4 Knights that I have and try to do rear charges on these Chaos Knights, who have now engaged against my front line of Foot Squires. You can see the Peasant Mobs running for their lives in the background. Without any of these Chaos Knights over on this side, my allies' Knights with the 2 Reichsguard and the Demigryph Knights are just kind of free to cause havoc to the remaining Thunderers and Dwarf forces and Chaos forces over here. You can see Karl Franz assisting my Foot Squires against the Chaos Knight, and now here comes my allies' infantry, and then their range is just kind of back here to just free fire, because again, all of the mobility of my enemy's forces are engaged against my front line over here. And so we did get a couple rear charges against the Chaos Knights, which are now trying to pull out, and you see we've dealt a lot of damage to them, but these Slayers that are upgraded are just destroying me. They're doing so much damage to my poor Knights, so I'm trying to keep my units away from them, but it's kind of inevitable, because we're kind of mixed up in here, so now I'm going to get on my Grail Knights. In terms of the rest of the front line, it's kind of going pretty well. These Longbeards are taking a lot of damage from our Foot Squires. Our Fey Enchantress is in there casting Earthblood on the groups, and she is also using her aura, which negates some of their melee attack and deals damage over time. So the longer she is around these units, just the better she is, basically, because she's just causing damage at all times, like the what's that vampire unit? Paul and Nagash. So there we go, the Sorcerer, Lord, and what remains of the Knights is now going to disengage from my Foot Squires, and they are now going to ride around and engage against the Empire player, who is just kind of chewing through these Thunderers and the Dwarf Warriors and the Chaos Warriors, because the their cav again was just like no one was there to challenge them or Karl Franz, so they were just free to cause havoc over on that side. The Dwarven enemy cannon is still operational, so I'm going to try and get over there. Right now I'm trying to finish off this group of Dwarf Warriors. I charge them with 3 Knights thinking that they would break them, but holy shit, it does not, and they fight to the bitter end. So this Quest Knight's going to go over here against these Thunderers who are starting to fire onto my peasant mob, and I'm going to kind of shut them down. I'm trying to keep this out of perspective so you can actually see everything that's going on. So right here, my allies' infantry is going to disengage from the Chaos line, and they are going to get charged by the Chaos Knights. I would have probably used the Chaos Knights' mobility to ride around and try and kill these guys, but they're going to charge in front, directly ahead into the infantry, and then they're going to get hit by the cav over there, as you can see. And the Karl Franz is also going to charge on here and assist their infantry and their cav. Meanwhile, back here, the Grail Relique, Spearmen, Foot Squires, and the Fey Enchantress is trying to kill Ungrim Iron Fist. Another comment of Cassadora on these dwarves being held in place by my Foot Squires. And I'm just trying to do cycle charges with what Knights I have remaining. I have all my Knights still, but you know, you can see they have taken heavy damage. Finally get these Knights over here to try and silence this cannon along with the Thunderers. We're fighting against some aspiring champions who have been upgraded, so they're doing some damage to us. But the Chaos Knights for Chaos, well, you can see they got charged here on the right, or on the left, and Karl Franz came in, and so they're just kind of being mopped up by the crossbows, Greatsword, Spearmen, and the enemy cav. Meanwhile, back here, the Reichsguard should be moving here soon to engage against the Thunderers, I believe. And here I'm just trying to pull in forces that came back from routing to get back into the front line. And all that's left really for the Dwarf player now is Ungrim and some Longbeards. We've got some Slayers over here along with a few Longbeards as well. So I'm just doing Cycle Charge with my Knights here, trying to pull one group out, Cycle Charge with another one. I moved the Fey Enchantress away from Ungrim because she was getting her ass kicked, as to be expected, so I didn't want that to happen. So she has been pulled out. And here I'm going to try and gather my Knight groups in this area to cast an Earthblood, so you can see me disengaging from here. Meanwhile, over here, so whatever is left of the Chaos Knights is slowly dying. They don't really have much longer for this world, but you can see the Thunderers have a nice position, pouring fire into, I believe, Karl Franz, who they're aiming at right now. Meanwhile, the Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Death, is going to charge into the enemy's handgunners and crossbowmen. There goes the Earthblood on our core forces, so on our Knights and what's left of our units over here. Slayers and those Longbeards are just refusing to die, so we're just going to have to charge them again and again. Trying to keep the Fey Enchantress nearby them so she continually damages them over time. Ungrim is very resilient dwarf, but here you can see the enemy starts to break. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord was challenged over here by Karl Franz, who came in charging behind him. In fact, I think that's the Sorcerer Lord that just died, or I think. Yeah. The Sorcerer Lord just died from Karl Franz. You see the mass route. So all that's left now is going to be the Slayers and Ungrim Iron Fist. You see we have 1 minute and 34 seconds left. Ungrim just refuses to die. So we're just going to do cycle charges here. We're going to try and kill the Slayers with the Fey Enchantress. And that's going to be a GG for the forces of Bretonnia and the Empire. Not sure why Ungrim is fighting with Chaos, but maybe he just succumbed to their taint. I don't know. There we go. It's a good game to everybody. I was kind of worried there, because if my Knights had fallen, which it looked like they were well on their way to dying, then there wouldn't have been much left, because my Foot Squires took a heavy beating with those Chaos Knights, and the Longbeards, just since they were upgraded a little bit, you can see how much damage they dealt to me. They dealt a lot. Ungrim almost netted 100 kills by himself. Slayer's 143. 143, man. A lot of those were my Knights too, my poor Knights. Luckily, we kind of shut down their Thunderers, so at least we didn't have to worry about them too much. But the cannon also netted 115 kills. Most of that was against some of my Knights, and then my allies' riflemen took a big brunt of that cannon fire. For me here, Foot Squires did okay. They've done better, but again, I guess just fighting against these upgraded Longbeards and those Chaos Knights was a bit much for them. The Questy Knights did relatively okay. This one over 100 kills is great. Over 100 kills here. This Girl Knight, not so much, though. For random, Carl Franz ending over 40 kills is pretty good. The Rifleman, 45 kills is great. The Reichsguard and the Demigryph Knights just did an amazing job over there on the left flank. And then their Great Cannon netted 49 kills. Their Great Cannon was never under threat, I don't think. It was just sitting back there in our deployment zone, just firing away throughout the entire game. And then for SAS Legend, the Aspiring Champions did really well. These upgraded Aspiring Champions, they came down the hill and were fighting my Knights. I think they routed a couple Foot Squires as well, and maybe some Peasant Mobs, so they did really well. Chaos Warriors did pretty good, and then these Chaos Knights, they charged my front line, and then I rear charged them, so they pulled out, and then charged the Empire's front line, and then got rear charged, so they kind of got shut down there for the most part. But good game to Random, AC Recon, and Legend. Hope you enjoyed it, and let's go watch a cinematic view of the battle.
Lances!
Find the hole! Charge!
Moving a base!
Use those shovels, boys. Don't worry, they're just Aspiring Champions. No problem.
See the power of Bratonia!
Awaken my vengeful mother!
God help us! God help us!
Power of light!
At once! For the king! Immediately! Moving up there!
Holy wrath!
Quick now! Take the ground! As you say! Take the ground! Immediately! At once! Withdraw! Immediately!
Kill me, Lily!
Slay them! I honor my vow! Doing your bidding! They are using dark forces! Quickly, lads! Come at them!
Dude, that was a nice charge. Thread of the needle just got him right in the side. Okay, that's a weird animation. Apparently, Carl Franz Griffin is like a Harrier jet.
For the lady. I am born for.
Understood.
Swiftly.
Righteous fury.
Setting forth. Winds of magic rise.
Immediately. Swiftly. Take the ground.
Blow forth.
Hastily. At one.
Come forth.
Kill them all. Swiftly.
Ooh! Get him, Carl.
For Bretagne.
I love the way she kills people.
Attack!
Get fucked. God, even an explosion afterwards. So cool. I know what the thumbnail is gonna be.
Quickly, lads! With haste! Quickly, lads! Hastily! Beware! Foul eldritch deeds!
Then under.
Attack! Once! Moving at base!
Jeez.
Serve and obey! March! Smash that!
Someone kill this man.
And then down! Immediately! Take the ground!
Every time he swings, someone dies.
Rotte.
Run, man! Use the silver
To
mirror!
battle.
Reflect!
That was 2 for 1. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Take care.